It's the Wise Guys Sit-Down Show on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
What we stand for is loyalty, honor, integrity, the old-time values.
People don't appreciate that today.
How would the Wise Guys solve this?
America's favorite family is Albert DeRobio.
Half the nonsense of today would not be tolerated by the old-timers. We're not doing anything wrong.
And Nikki Barilla.
I always voice my opinion. I would have voted for Luciano or Capone.
Here's your host, Chris Carley.
7 minutes past the hour on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Welcome to the Wise Guys Sit-Down Show. Our phone number is 800-336-2225. Again, toll-free 800-336-2225. You can also email us, wise, W-I-S-E, at wiseguysradioshow.com, or send us a text, **wise1. Hop onto our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/wiseguysradioshow, or on the Twitter. We're at Wise Guys Radio. You know, lots of people had subpar 2013s. Most people seem to genuinely want to make 2014 their best ever year. We certainly do. And we're going to talk about that a little bit today. Gentlemen, are you thawing back there at all? Are you still frozen? I know it's like minus 1 million back there, back east, isn't it?
Well, as bad as it is here, Chris, I hear it's even worse where you were born and raised in North Dakota.
Yeah, it's... Well, today I think it hit about 40 almost, 36.
It was 51 in Rhode Island.
Below.
No, 51 above.
51 above?
Yeah, tomorrow it's going to be 17.
Tomorrow it's going from 51 to 17. It's raining out now, so you know what's going to happen. It's going to plummet.
It's going to freeze.
But I heard, but it's going to freeze. It's supposed to be very bad.
Yep.
But I heard it's like 50 below in North Dakota, Minneapolis, in Minnesota. How do you deal with that, Chris, when you were growing up? I mean, that's pretty cold stuff.
Yeah, you crank the heater up as far as it'll go, and you dress in layers, basically, because sometimes, you know, when the heater reaches its maximum power, it gets really warm in the house. So then you crank the heater down a little bit, and then you take a layer off. And, you know, as the heat kind of goes down in the house, you take another layer off. And so, then...
Sort of like a strip club.
Pretty much. And then and then when it bottoms out, you put your layers back on.
I would suggest, you know that tape Zoomer? Everybody should start using Zoomer out there. Everybody should start exercising. There's a good chance everybody will start while they're freezing, hopping around. Zoomer should concentrate on North Dakota.
Oh, Chris.
I feel bad for those cows and stuff.
For the animals outside, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they put them inside.
They bring them inside.
Bonds. They bring them in
do?
the bonds. Yeah, it's the wind that
put hats on them or anything?
Yeah, they dress them in those little Fargo hats, you know, with the flaps on the ears. They put parkas on them.
Sweaters like the dogs have. You know, in L.A., they dress the dogs up. Over there, they dress the cows up. They take them to clean a hoof here. But they don't make pocketbooks big enough to carry a cow.
And, you know, speaking possibly from experience, I found a little, maybe a little Jim Beam in the coffee always helps too.
That's right. Have that coffee, you never know what's in it. you don't feel a thing later.
Nikki's into the Sambuca. Nikki, 4 or 5 Sambucas.
Oh, boy.
A couple of Remy's.
I think I'll plow my yard, the neighbor's yard, everything.
He'll be shoveling snow for the next month.
Yeah, I was going to say, something will be plowed.
That's right. Not a safe house to be in.
Hey, Chris, when we come back, you got to ask him about the story when we just had a snowstorm, but he thought he put his car in park, and he came outside, he thought someone stole it.
All right, will do. It's the Wise Guys Sit-Down Show, CRN Digital Talk Radio. We're back right after this.
Do you have unfiled tax returns or owe the IRS or state more than $10,000? If you don't take action now, your tax problem is going to get worse, much worse. Seizure of property, bank levies, wage garnishments, and potential criminal prosecution. And if you owe the IRS back payroll taxes, chances are you will be visited at your home or business by an IRS agent. Don't become paralyzed by fear. Take action now. Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield for help. Our team of experienced tax attorneys can get you protected, stop collections, and negotiate a permanent settlement with the IRS and state, potentially saving you thousands of dollars. At U.S. Tax Shield, our tax advisors will review your case for free, inform you of your rights, and give you a guaranteed quote. No games and no tricky upsells. That's why we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Put an end to your torment. Get protected. Get the Shield. Call U.S. Tax Shield now at 800-211-8753. That's 800-211-8753. 800-211-8753.
Stay connected to the Wise Guys all week long.
That's right, Chris. Visit wiseguysradioshow.com for podcasts, show updates, and more.
Email us at wiseguysradioshow.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Nikki, the last time someone followed you, they were in vans, had badges, and you ended up on the news.
Guys, relax. This is different.
I think it was someone calling a tip line that got Nikki followed that time.
12 minutes past the hour on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Happy New Year, everybody. We're back after our hiatus. You know, guys, the president took off something like 16 days. I think the difference between...
He was surfing in Hawaii.
You know, the difference is our website works better than the one he put together.
Absolutely.
It's not
Chris
secure or nothing, I heard.
That's because Chris put our website together.
And for a lot less than healthcare.gov cost. Nikki, what's this I hear about you losing a car in a blizzard or something like that?
Oh, boy.
Tell me this.
I came home one day. I had to rush back home. I forgot some papers. We were having a closing. I go running in the house, and the car was, you know, it starts beeping. So I figured I left the keys in there, which I didn't care because I had to run into the house. The car's beeping. I run into the house. I get my paperwork together. I come back out. I go in the driveway. The car's gone. I said, what the heck? And the neighbor's telling me, it's over there. I left it in reverse. It backed up, spun around twice, and was on the other neighbor's lawn. I said, you know what? I thought somebody stole it out of the driveway. I was having flashbacks from New York.
He thought it was back in New York, Chris.
The guy goes, you're lucky you didn't kill anybody. I said, me, I'm not even in the car.
And after he thought it was stolen, all he did is he called me up. He was hoping that they kept it clean.
I said, oh, the nerve of these people robbing my car.
Yeah, he says, Albert, where's my car? He thought I was playing a joke on him. I said, what are you talking about? I'm in Cranston.
My neighbor goes, you don't know how lucky you are.
It was down the street in a neighbor's yard. Imagine this.
And then after that, I went flying one night. I slipped in the snow and the ice, so I cut my whole hand open. And I said to my granddaughter, look, Papa got a boo-boo. You know, I hit my head and everything. And she goes, Papa, you ice skating? I don't think Papa can ice skate. She goes, I ice skate. I said, good for you. I can't. I went flying. I hit my head. It was like a knockout punch. You should have heard me yelling in the driveway. Oh, my God.
And then he asked his wife, you think I should go to the hospital? She goes, if you feel like it. He goes, will you take me? She said, take yourself.
Yeah. Call me if it's anything serious. I said, boy, if that ain't love, I don't know what is.
You know, the car story, Nikki, Nikki was just kind of flabbergasted because he was finally a car that steals itself.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I said, oh, my Lord. I says, I'm surprised in this little town. Somebody stole my car?
You know what he really said? Someone stole my car? Do they know who I am? What's amazing, though, Chris, it didn't hit anything. It didn't hit a pole, a fence. Thank God it didn't hit a child or a person.
And you don't know how many times people walk their dogs up and down. You imagine a guy walking a dog in an empty car coming at him. You can't trust those remote control cars. If it was me, I'd be going, oh, my God, what the heck is going on here?
It's one of those new drone cars.
Yeah.
Delivered for UPS.
Well, they're going right back to the drawing board now. Chasing the guy with a dog. I told my wife goes, you know, we call you Commotion. Your nickname is Commotion. I said, it wasn't even funny, because I thought I going in to get some papers. Now the other papers are in the car. Now all my other papers are gone. I said, oh, my God. And I see the car with a double turn and on the neighbor's lawn.
and the hell of it is it drove better than you normally do when you're behind the wheel.
Yeah, so I just jumped right in and it took off like a crusader. Oh, my God.
And then I bet you went over to the car and said something like, "Don't ever do that again."
Yeah, you scared me. Next time, notify me. My wife goes, only you. Only you is happening.
I said to the wife one day, Chris, I said, "This is unbelievable, some of these stunts." She said to me, "Albert, I've been doing this for 36 years.
Albert bought her a thing to go to a spa or like stress management and everything. She goes, "You need it after dealing with him all the time." So now she's going to go and spend the day. Al tells me, there's like 18-year-old guys there that give her a nice massage. I said, "That's okay. I'm going to sit right next to her." There might be some fingers broke that day.
I was winking. I said, "So they're really nice-looking guys that are going to give you a nice massage." His eyes popped off the football game. I thought he was going to kill everybody in the room.
I'm going to sit there and say, "Oh, go ahead, Harry. Massage you. I got my eyes on you."
And I love, by the way, that Nikki calls up Al and is like, "They better not mess with my car if it's stolen," because Nikki, of course, was the gentleman car borrower, we'll say.
I just told him, "You're not going to believe this one." And he goes, "What?" When I told
He goes, "You know where my car is?" I said, "How the blank would I know where your car is?" He goes, "Albert, my car's gone." He thought like I played a joke on him.
And I want you to know, we just got new neighbors next door. They must be saying, "What the hell is that guy doing? His car's on my lawn." I said to my wife, "Have you talked to them at all?" So she goes, "No, not really." I said, "Well, now they really ain't coming out."
They moved.
Yeah, the house is up for sale again. Oh, boy.
Anyways.
I didn't tell it was Indy 500 on our block. They get the cars in the pit. We're ready to go.
Imagine if you'd had auto start on your car. Like back in North Dakota, my dad has a thing on his car where you press the button a couple times and starts the car from inside the restaurant. Imagine Nikki Barilla with that. My God. There'd be casualties.
You need it to warm up.
Yeah.
The casualties with Nikki? No. The best part of the whole story?
It'll be in my pool.
The best part of the whole story? You want to hear the best part of the whole story? The best part of the whole story was at least car, because his car was in the garage because it was in an accident being fixed.
Yeah, because it went forward through the garage.
I even said to Al, the guy who gave me the car, the body shop, how am I going to call George and say, "George, you're not going to believe it. The car took off by itself and hit somebody." I called him today. I said, "George, I got a problem because, my car finally got fixed. I got a problem." He goes, "You got more than one, pal. Now tell me what it is."
The car's name is Christine, and
I said, "The front wheels are shaking. All right, bring it in." He goes, "You sure it ain't you?" I said, "That's not me. I got to bring it in again."
He didn't tell you what he hit, though, when he got his car back.
2014. This is a new year, and it's a new attitude.
What did he hit? You can't bring that up and not talk about it.
What? I got in the accident?
No, he got hit by a...
I got hit by a lady.
By a lady. Went through a stop sign and slammed into
He gets hit by a lady every night. It's called his wife.
Especially when he's reaching for that front door.
I told her this year I'm calling the police every time she hits me. From now on, I'm reporting her.
He sneaks to the front door. "Honey, I'm going out." Bing! He gets hit with a pan.
We could start a line of cookware, the Mrs. Barilla rolling pin, the Mrs. Barilla pan, with little molds to Nikki's head.
That's it.
The best weapons in the kitchen.
And you've never met her, Chris. She's a beautiful woman who can cook, and like she said to me, "I've been putting up with this for 36 years. This is nothing new, Albert." And I just sit there and laugh and watch him.
Never a dull moment.
Albert DeRobio and Nikki Barilla. My name is Chris Carley. We have Tomas the Sauce on the ones and twos. This is CRN Digital Talk Radio. You're listening to the Wise Guy Sit Down Show.
Welcome back to the No Monthly Mortgage Payment Show.
No doubt you've heard the programs and commercials talking about reverse mortgages. With the famous actors.
Or they used to be famous actors, telling you how you can eliminate your monthly mortgage payment, still own your home, and live the life of your dreams. Well, most of it's true, but you need to get all the facts. Call now for 7 secrets of reverse mortgages. Call 800-436-9870. This simple-to-read brochure includes information about possible hidden fees, which program benefits you and not the bank, and how to negotiate better terms. Let's put a stop to all the games. Call now to get the facts. Operators are standing by. Call 800-909-1247. That's 800-909-1247. 800-909-1247.
Happy New Year from GossipBrigade.com. Here with your Celebrity Intel Briefing Minute, I'm Chris Carley. Did Mariah Carey ring in the new year with a dictator? I have the details right after you hear about one of the best sports networks in the playing field. CRN2 offers Sports Byline USA, World Soccer Radio, Sports Attack, and much more. Put the ball in your court and enjoy CRN2 on your cable television provider, mobile device, iTunes, Roku, or on the web at CRNTalk.com. RadarOnline.com wonders if Mariah Carey has a new holiday tradition, performing for dictators. Just weeks after she raked in $1 million to perform for the controversial president of Angola, she spent New Year's Eve singing at a party hosted by the Sultan of Brunei, Hassan Bolkiah, who recently announced he will rule his country according to Islamic laws that make it legal for adulterers to be stoned to death and thieves to have their hands cut off. Radar's Melissa Cronin writes that Carey seemed clueless as to her host's background as she happily pranced around the stage in a low-cut, sparkly gown. 5 years ago, Mariah spent that New Year's Eve performing for the son of notorious Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi. For all your up-to-the-minute celebrity gossip, report to GossipBrigade.com.
I'm Aileen Ellis. This is Primetime Focus. When's the last time you ate a peach that tasted like wow?
Some foods really should be picked off the tree when they're ripe, and peaches are one of them.
So are strawberries. Once picked, that's it. They never ripen more.
We also pick those before they're fully ripe because we want to ship them and we want them to stay in the supermarket shelves for a while.
Avocados, bananas, and mangoes, when picked green, do ripen up. But there's really something else to consider besides taste. Joe Robinson is an investigative journalist who covers nutritional issues.
When they don't ripen, you lose antioxidants too.
So here's some foods to grab in the grocery store that still have valuable nutrients in them. Loose leaf lettuce, particularly the red leaf kind, and bigger carrots, not the baby ones, because the nutrients are in the skin. Joe Robinson's new book is Eating on the Wild Side. That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP. Hear all our programs on the web at aarp.org/radio.
24 minutes past the hour on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Once again, Happy New Year, everybody. So, guys, are we going to make 2014 the best year ever?
You know, Chris, a lot of people had a bad 2013. Everybody's been talking about it. And everybody wants that year to pass. I know I do. I know Nikki does. And we got to really make 2014 the best year ever. And if there's anybody out there that needs anything, needs to talk, needs some life experience, you know, just you can get in touch with us. They have our websites. If you want a goal that you set, go after it. If there's something you have to get rid of, kick it to the curb. Put your life back on track. I know I am. I know I let things hold me back, Chris. If there's a goal you want to accomplish, accomplish it. Don't say tomorrow. Start today. And you know, Chris, I received a wonderful email from you. And I'm going to say it on the air.
Okay.
And it was an incredible email, and I shared it with Nikki, and you were the only two people I shared it with, and I'll share it with everybody now. And basically is, Albert, get off your back end and start doing something because you're holding back on yourself. And you were right, which woke me up.
When the going gets rough, the tough get going.
That's right.
How does that go? But you know what? I'd love for people to call in. We're not psychiatrists, but we'll tell you about past experience. And you know what? It's time just to get up, like Al said. Set a goal. Concentrate on it. You know what? If you don't make it the first time, that's it. You learn from those mistakes. You move on again. You just don't give up. Really, there's no reason for it. Now, that's my plan this year. I'm setting goals straight ahead, and that's it.
You know, I set a goal, and part of it today, I did something about it. Like you said, do something. Nikki said do something. I finally did. Win, lose, or draw. If the people that are listening, just take a step, move forward. And it's the first time in my life that I really never took a step and did anything because I thought things would get better on their own. They don't get better on their own. You have to. God helps those who help themselves. And I want to thank you, Nikki, and of course the Horn family for sticking by me through these tough times. But You know what? I created my own tough times, and most of the tough times that are created, you create yourself. You got to step up to the plate and swing at that ball, otherwise you're never going to get a hit. And like Nikki just said, everybody out there, do one random act of kindness every day, and it gives you such a wonderful feeling. Shut your mouth. Don't respond to bad stuff. Don't engage in anything that can get you in trouble. And I'll tell you what, I've listened to Nikki over the last 3 months, and boy, oh boy, by shutting your mouth brings a lot of relief.
Shutting your mouth, no texting. I mean, act of kindness. I mean, I told Al, I've been opening doors for people, ladies. Everybody saying thank you. I laugh, we joke. I mean, to me, that's great. A little thing opening a door. I mean, and you go as far as carrying old ladies' groceries across the street. I mean, it's a great feeling.
Absolutely.
And you'll feel better. You'll feel better in the day, and those people will too.
And I want to thank all our listeners too, who supported us through 2013, and I thank them for supporting us. But 2014, support us. You're going to see our show. This is our year for the Wise Guys Radio Show.
Stay close and let's all work together.
And you know, if you know somebody that needs a good talking to, that thinks that being, what's a good word, guys? Yeah,
being tough, arrogant,
tough love.
You know, being tough, arrogant, think they know it all. Please call in.
The guys will be happy to talk to him on the air because, you know, those kind of people think they're tough and can handle anything. Little do they know. Because all it's taken, you know, is for me to try to show off a little bit. And when these guys have a talk with you, they have a talk with you, and you generally learn the first time. So, you know, at the risk of using a cliche, use us as a resource. For real. It may sound cheesy, may sound schlocky, but you have no idea, you know, what these guys have been through and the lessons they can teach you. So please, by all means, you know, go for it.
You know, like you said, even mothers and fathers of kids, they got kids, they want to call in. I mean, we're not psychiatrists, but let's teach them from the mistakes we made.
That's right. And between the three of us, Nikki,
live by example.
Nikki, you, Chris, and myself, we have a lot of experience out there with different type of problems.
All good intentions.
With all, and we can help you.
Yep.
Well, you guys made me sound like one of you.
You are one of us. You're the family now.
Yeah.
You are the family.
We'll set them straight, and then you teach them the computer and everything else.
Someday I may come to you asking for a favor. Oh, my God, I sounded like Mike Horn doing one of those Italian restaurant ads. Oi.
I thought you were Mike Horn. I'm sorry.
And to get in touch with us, go to wiseguysradioshow.com. There's every single possible way you can contact us, including, I think, Al's email address.
That's correct.
Join us again tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific for another live Wise Guys sit-down show. And, of course, we're on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific as well. Again, wiseguysradioshow.com to contact us for podcasts, great Italian music, family bios, and much, much more. Thanks to Tomas the Sauce on the board. Make sure to visit crntalk.com for a lineup of shows, including Dr. Bob Marshall and Healthline. He's coming up next. Don't forget the PM show a little bit later on. For Tomas and Nikki Barilla, I'm Chris Carley. Al, would you please take us out?
Remember one thing, never compromise yourself. Ciao.
Digital